That's a good quote.
I'm
I like
absolutely keeping that. That is unedited,
I can
unfiltered,
100% relate.
untouched raw content right there. Historians will say it's early in the game to call this kind of thing right now, but I'm gonna say it's the beat drop of the millennium.
Let me
it.
intro it real quick. Is it gay, fellas, to want to jump Anime David's bones? Because I want to fucking absolutely dominate Mr. David in anime form. Oh my lord, my man. Eminem, Marshall Mathers, can you please, for the love of fucking God, stop rapping about love? When I move to my new house, I'm never putting that shit up again. I'm taking that and burning it.
Stop being a salty little bitch.
Let us know.
I am not salty.
You're such a salty
upset.
little
I'm
motherfucker.
disappointed.
What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to episode 32 of the Unboxing Life podcast.
Oh shit!
Hey,
32? 3 plus 2? Oh shit, we lit.
I'm joined by my friends. I'm gonna start with my partner in crime, DayVision.
Hey, welcome everybody.
That is very significant for this episode.
How's it going, AMO? You know the us. We in here.
You know how it is. I'm also joined by Cameron.
What's going on, everybody?
What's up to Cameron? I'm also joined, last but not least, Trevor.
Oh shit! You could also call me Most Wanted's biggest fan. How about that, huh, motherfuckers?
There's some competition for that title, though.
No, fuck y'all, because I got it. Because I listened to that 4 times.
Okay.
So what are we gonna be discussing today, Mr. Amo?
All right, we are going to be talking about a newly released beat tape released on January 14th. By myself and Mr. DayVision.
Oh shit! What's it called?
Most Wanted.
Oh yes.
God damn.
And what did I just say? I was the biggest fan of. Most Wanted.
He did say.
So we lit. I'm so hyped to get into this.
All right.
So y'all dropped a surprise collaborative album, and I'm very excited to talk about this. I was blown away on first listen.
Thank you.
That's dope. That's what we were going for. We kept it a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Until the last minute.
I like me a good surprise album.
So for all of you listening, what we did was I told everybody that I had new music coming out, and then we all got together in a Discord call and to listen to it, and then that's when I revealed the master plan that is actually a collaboration between myself and DayVision.
Yeah. And we
absolutely blew eardrums out.
My hype went through the roof when I heard that. I was like, "Oh shit!" Because I was sitting here thinking that it was your '90s boom bop beat or your boom bop beat tape that you've been promising me that I need still. I still need, but I was pleasantly surprised with this effort, and we're going to dive into that. And we're also going to be discussing Mr. Marshall Mathers' side B that he just released a couple weeks ago. If you're sad enough to have heard that already.
If you want to have fun talking about the absolute state of Eminem in 2021.
The absolute state.
Oh my god. But anyways.
Get into our traditions.
That...
Yeah.
I need to flag this because I don't have a fucking quote.
That's going in the show. I'm not editing this out.
That's my quote of the year. That's it. That's my quote. I don't have a quote. I've been doing this every goddamn week to these men, and I'm so sorry. So that's my quote. That I don't. My quote is I don't have a fucking quote. Treasure. Jesus.
God. All right.
Just keep all of that shit.
That's a good one. That's a good quote.
I'm absolutely keeping that. That is unedited, unfiltered, untouched raw content right there.
All right.
I feel
Alex, do you want to go?
All right, I got
Alex wants to follow that. That works for me.
I'll follow it.
It's a pretty hard follow up, I will say.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll say this: I had a date. I told my date to meet me at the gym,
Oh,
but she didn't show up. So I guess her and I aren't working out.
Oh my god.
Okay. Hey, how long did you wait for her to show up?
Oh!
hey.
How long were you waiting for her to pull up?
Pull up. Pull up.
Okay.
Dang. Let's go.
That
A
fucking
long
weak ass
time.
Eminem bar. You better pull up.
That's not a weak boy.
No, it's not. I'm capping.
Can't fully hit on him. But yeah.
No, that was a good joke. That's good. I need the track. I'm fiending.
track.
What's the track?
Okay. The track is Elevators by Outkast off of
Okay.
AT Aliens.
Mm.
Okay.
I picked it because it's about two friends coming up in the music game together.
Hey.
And where they're from.
Okay.
Ooh,
And
shit.
let's go. Yeah.
That's
So
classic.
Outkast is one of those that I just have not listened to, unfortunately, that I just need to actually just spend the time to get into. But,
yeah, I need to get
Great
into that
pick.
more. Yeah. So
no, great pick.
yeah.
Elevators by Outkast. Awesome.
Yes. That's
All
about
right.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Cameron Blaze. What's our fun fact?
Just a random fun fact.
Give me.
In the 90s, video game designer Kenji Ino learned he had blind fans who played his games with great effort. So he designed a blank screen game just for them called Real Sound Kaze no Regret. He made Sega send 1,000 consoles with the game included to blind people. It is still a popular game for the blind.
So
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you a fun fact that I recently followed the Today I Learned thread, and I saw that a couple days ago. So I thought you had
Yeah.
already said it on one of the episodes, and I'm like, yo, I'm tripping. But yeah, no, I saw that
'Cause
on
you
my own.
also
So
knew
yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's where I pull from almost all the time.
That's
Wow.
interesting.
That's wholesome. Yeah, that's cool.
That is super wholesome.
Mhm.
Shout out to
Great.
homie you just mentioned. I have no idea what his name is.
Yeah. Shout out.
All right. So
Shout
without
out
further
Kenji
ado,
Ino.
I bring to you
Angelina.
Marshall. Are we getting into the
Let's get into Most Wanted.
Well,
We put it out, guys.
I
The year
jokingly
very early.
put that this was my favorite album of all time, or of 2021.
You telling me that was a joke?
No, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. But it will definitely make the list at the end of the year. I promise you that.
Ooh,
Dang.
This
That's
is
dope.
this is not fake hype. This is not friends just like hyping up for no reason. Like we'll tell them when they're fucking garbage. We have before. So
Yeah.
no, like y'all showed up with some good ass fucking shit that will definitely be in playlists for years to come.
Y'all,
Thank you.
like before we even get into like just our thoughts on it, y'all abso-fucking-lutely killed this shit. Like
Yeah.
I have heard this
That's
4
good.
times, and we heard it 2 days ago.
Hmm.
It's 23 minutes of just pure, like it's
Hmm.
it's almost like something you would take to a label and say, hey, this is my beat tape, this is what I'm about, you know, can you sign me, you know, or can we work something out, you know, what's good, what's really good. This shit is it's top tier. This
I
is the
agree with
best
that.
musical project you guys have put together, period, like without
Mm.
question. And not to shit on your other projects, because I did like Gray from Mr. DayVision, but
Dang.
my man, Most Wanted is the shit. Y'all really outdid yourselves.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're just happy to.
Yeah.
I always just want to make music that people listen to. I'm like, pretty much you guys, if you guys enjoy it, I feel like I've met my goal. Especially if you're saying you listen to it multiple times and it's like something you just want to actually put on. It's like,
And
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't gone back to any of your guys' projects after I listened to it once. So for me to say that is like it's the biggest compliment I can give you guys is replay value. Not to
Yeah.
say that any
Yeah,
like your
absolutely.
other albums were bad in any sense, but they're just probably not
Mm.
for me. But this
For sure,
album
for sure.
spoke to me on another level. And that's weird to say because there's so many vibes on this album. Like it's not
Very true.
each track is completely different from the other. Like there's not a single repeated idea at all. They're all their own things.
dang.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all their own vibes.
Yeah. The means a lot. It means a lot to hear. I know it's something that we've been working on for a long time.
Mhm.
We started it December.
Yeah, so you guys said
2019.
2019, yeah.
Uh-huh,
Mhm.
so
Over
about
a year.
a little bit over a year. Yeah.
Yeah, we
We were
took a
both-
break in the middle of 2020 for a few months.
Yeah.
I think Alex was like, "Hey, when are we gonna get back to this?" We got back to. At first, it was at his house in person, and then after
Oh,
COVID, it was over the internet. We did
Mhm.
stream it and stuff, and yeah,
So you guys mentioned that Shigeo was your first track that you guys produced
What was
together.
the first track? I remember during this time, me and David were working at Kohl's, and we would like organize our breaks together at the same time. We'd be like, we'd text each other from across the freaking store, like, I'm taking my break now, or like,
yeah,
so we went on break at the same time. We'd just be talking about stuff, but this is one of the stuff that we were talking about doing, and so we made it happen. One
That's
day,
dope.
David came over. I wanted to show him some stuff. I already had this sample that I had on YouTube that I heard a day or two before.
Do you remember
I'm
the
like,
sample?
I know we called it Shigeo because that is the guy, that's his name, who it's like a trombone player or something. So he plays some instrument.
Fucks with
think it
trombone?
was a trombone. Yeah.
We really wanted it to be Shigeo Kageyama from Mob Psycho 100.
right.
We wanted that to be the
interpreted in many different
inspiration.
ways.
Yeah, if you want to take
Yeah.
it that way, yeah.
Yeah. But that was the sample. I'd have to find it again. But Shigeo was his name. It's just like a instrumental track of like I said, the trombone, and it was super dope. And I'm like, I want to do something with this. So like we pitched it up, we chopped it up, we did all kinds of stuff. That's what ended up being our first track.
And that's probably the cleanest beat. Like that's basically song ready in my eyes from the project. Is like David mentioned, like when we were listening to it, like yeah, this was the beat that I'd probably like submit to those threads where people lay verses on them.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Alex
Yeah.
actually did do that.
Yeah.
So I agree. Like that was absolutely the most like compatible for like straight up verses. You could just lay something on it immediately. There was no need to tinker it with it at all. All you would have to do is just elongate it and you'd be set.
Right.
The shit made me dream of a future in which you guys are producing beats that our listeners then take and submit freestyles on, and we can like rate them and
You know how
put them on the
lit that
show
would
and
be?
shit.
Sick.
Like as a variety
insane
hour
would that
doing
be?
our own dude,
Yeah.
rating our own listeners fucking freestyle. That would be so
Freestyles.
cool.
That'd be
Yeah,
nutty.
but-
That was-
Yeah, I mean, if you like, real quick, if you like to rap or sing or anything over a beat, if you're looking for any instrumentals, it would be a
Yeah,
be a fun time. Yeah, we could talk about it on
Be
the
dope.
podcast, or whatever. Be a
Be
blast.
super
A quick side note, Rocio did mention, she was like, I wonder if the guys would be cool if I use that for like music for my vlogs, because she
Oh,
makes
yeah.
vlogs occasionally, and I
Oh,
told her
okay.
that they would absolutely be down for that. So
Yeah.
That's not a question. That's not even
Yeah.
a question.
yeah,
Yeah.
you guys might hear your own shit on there. That'd be dope.
I'm definitely
That'd be
about to
great.
be getting the licenses to use this on the outros of my YouTube videos and whatnot. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
down.
I'm definitely stealing them at some point.
That'd be great. Yeah.
I already
I just-
used one of DayVision's tracks. I think it's Leaves
Mm-hmm.
on the outro
There
of
you
some
go,
of them.
Leaves.
So it's got a
Dang.
really good kick in. So yeah, no,
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
let-
remember.
you're making me dream, boys.
I don't know which tracks it was, but there was one day in particular where me and David were like pretty much hanging out all day, and it was the same day that we went to see Star Wars.
one?
The new one. We all went.
Oh, Rise of
Rise of
Resistance.
Skywalker.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And I remember
Rise of the
we were
Resistance.
pretty much like we were like
Hello?
Rise of Skywalker. That's the name of the Disney ride.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were like together
At
all
least
day,
you were
like
sort of correct.
working on this.
Mm-hmm.
And we went, and then we.
I'm a Star Wars fan.
Okay, bro.
That's true. That's true.
That is true.
I don't even think we were planning to go in Star Wars that day. It just kind of like came up. We were like, "You want to see Star Wars?" And we were like, "Sure." But then I remember like Trevor saying something like, "You guys hanging out without us or something," and it's just like, "No."
Yeah, because
But
we like
were the entire
just-
day.
the entire day we'd been at Alex's house, and then we just carpooled over to see Star Wars with like you guys or
Yeah, we
Trevor.
absolutely planned the Star Wars thing though.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So I
we
guess just
planned
did
that. We absolutely planned that.
Uh,
Because I remember
Okay.
having to hold out on my uncle. Shout out to you, Dylan. I love you. Fucking, I spent like a good 2 days at his house when I went to Michigan for my Christmas break, and I watched every fucking Star Wars movie from the prequels through the sequels even Mandalorian. I sat through the entire thing, and then
Oh wow.
like I told him that I made a promise to Rosia that I'd watch it with her, so I didn't get to see it with him, but yeah, we absolutely planned that.
Wow. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, there was a few times where we had to just lie about what we were doing too, because we were like, "Oh, we haven't been hanging out. We just carpooled or whatever." And it's like,
Shit.
yeah, and that.
It's like, did you guys eat without us or something like that? And we're like, no.
Yeah.
God.
You were for real keeping the secret. That's
Well, we wanted to
sure,
keep
for
it on the
sure.
down low, and
I mean, I knew this was gonna happen eventually. Y'all had to collaborate. I mean,
Yeah.
y'all have been producing together anyways. Like y'all have
Yeah.
been doing like the whole beat battles and shit like that. So this was coming anyways.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
kind
Just
of
didn't
crazy
know when.
because while we were doing those beat battles, we had a lot of these in the works.
Mhm.
I think some of them that we had like before March, I would say, because that's when we stopped, like took a break. Where we had Shigeo was the first one. Melodia was one that we had made
Melodia is the shit.
together,
Thanks.
accepting someone else's mortality.
Yeah, which it was just called West Coast for the longest time because it was
Yeah.
like a GTA type beat. We
Yeah.
thought, and then it was just like,
We only called it that because after David named it, we had that one beat that David made on his computer, accepting your own mortality type beat.
Yeah.
And we just kind of
Yeah.
came up with accepting someone else's mortality. type
Yeah,
beat.
I
So
figured,
the-
I figured the process went something like that, but it was
Yeah.
I don't know. It does
Yeah.
look
Accepting-
kind of cool on the track list, honestly.
Accepting your own mentality or mortality is the first track, right? And then the
The
second
second
one
track.
is later.
It's the second.
that's the
track.
second one. Oh yeah, the first out of those two. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first out of those two.
Mhm.
I know Black Tape was one that we also had early on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jazzify, G Unit, or Gun It. You could say it different ways, but
My
We had a lot-
when my mom saw that in the car, she was like, G Unit, that's such a cute way to say it. Like
That's
Bro.
funny. Yeah.
Black
Mm.
Tape was a tour de force performance. I fucking loved Black Tape. I thought it was insanely good.
Thank
you know what's
you.
funny is that's like my
Oh.
least favorite on there. So
Really?
it's funny that you
Oh,
say that.
man.
Yeah.
really? Hmm.
But like whoever did the Oregon
I
part,
don't know. It hit
is-
like so.
y'all were
perfectly
going
for me.
crazy.
Mm.
I
I think
think
Y'all were going crazy
my
on
favorite. I think by far.
Mm.
I think it tops. I think it's
that. Is Black Tape?
no. I think Arkham is close, but I think my definite favorite is Waterfall Remix.
Yeah,
That
that's,
has-
it's hard
I'm
to it's
calling
hard
it
to say
now.
because there's so
Historians
many.
historians will say it's early in the game to call this kind of thing right now, but I'm gonna say it's the beat drop of the millennium. I think
Of the
that
millennium.
for the next
Jeez.
1,979 years, there will not be a better beat drop than is on Waterfall
So-
Remix. I don't
so
think it's possible.
For whoever is living under a rock and hasn't heard this album, I'm gonna give you guys the lowdown on this real quick. So here's what happened. Oh, frick me! And that's
That's
all you need to
basically-
know. Go put that shit on right now.
How it goes. It
Yeah.
was so it caught me so off guard. Because you guys hadn't
It
memed.
caught you
You
off
basically-
guard. I wanted to fucking rewind it the second it happened.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yeah,
He
because
was
you guys
like, "I'm
hadn't
going
really memed. There had been some voice samples, but it wasn't anything like memey until that was the first thing that you guys were fucking around with, and so it just came out of fucking left field. It was so good. It was so funny.
Yeah. It was.
David-
And then
Somehow
the
it
beat just
came up.
actually does
Yeah.
just get so much better too. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
the end of that song was I'm just fucking doing whatever with my head. I don't even know what the fuck
It's
I'm
got
doing.
it's got a really strong EDM vibe, and I was telling
It
Alex,
does. It
like,
was great.
I was asking him if that was like the purpose of doing that. Like, were you like seeking out trying to make an EDM track, or did it just like flow like that?
I was yeah. Well, what happened was because David came out with Waterfall. I know I was telling you earlier.
On Nature, go
He
stream
came out
it.
with it on Nature. Go listen to that. That's where it all. I wouldn't have had that track if David didn't come out with that in the first place. But I remember
Yeah.
always loving that bass, the way it sounded. And then there's a particular remix of Day and Night.
Mm.
Yeah.
From Kid Cudi.
Wait, before y'all talk, fucking, my mom was hearing, God damn it, I forget which one it's on Most Wanted, but she was like, yo, this reminds me of an old school song, and I'm like, what? And then she gave it 5 seconds. She's like, Day and Night.
Oh
That's
wow.
what she heard. Yeah, so
There's a remix. Yeah, there's a remix of Day and Night where it kind of the beat kind of switches up in like a fast like poppy EDM type pattern, and then like when the bass hits, it's like the Day and Night bass, but it's like this wobbly bass. And so when I heard David's track,
super
I'm like,
wavy.
I knew that I wanted to take inspiration from that track.
Yeah.
So I pretty much like figured out how to like make the bass, and once I had the bass and like it was just wobbling all kinds of ways, and I'm like, this is what it's the vision I had for it.
Okay. I was pleasantly surprised because I never thought you guys would make an EDM style track. I know that's like, I don't know if that's like degrading to say like EDM, but I love that genre. So like see like a defined drop, and like you guys Alex did most of that track, right?
To follow
that was all you.
Yeah, so
that was insane just to hear the like I never pictured you doing that style of a track, so just to hear it was mind blowing.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, Alex, we're talking about like I just had the original track, and that was my whole contribution pretty much. And then Alex kept like asking me about like, hey, could you send over the files for Waterfall? I have this vision for what I want to do with the remix, and it seemed like this specific thing. I was like, oh yeah, okay. And we're talking about maybe doing it for a beat battle or something. But then it was like, all right, I'll send it over. And then he sends the entire track back. And I'm like, God dang, it's just so crazy. And I didn't expect it either. And then that's where the drop came from, was we were listening to it like in the past like week or whatever, just mixing it, doing the final mixing and mastering. And when the last beat drop hits, I was just like, oh, frick me. And then he's like, wait, we could
you gotta record that.
That'd be good. Yeah. I was like, oh, I can record that. I just send it over.
Yeah.
And
it was fantastic. And speaking of mixing, this is immaculately mixed for you guys. Like, I know you guys don't have the best software available, but like it played so well in the car. Like I was pleasantly surprised that the beat was hitting, or the bass was hitting clean. All the instruments were coming through pretty nice. Like the only problem I had was on Waterfall. Actually, was like David's original track was a little quiet, but other than that, like it was fine. Like, it was great.
That's great. Yeah, Alex is really the mastermind behind that for sure.
Yeah, well, I've been like really like focusing on like mixing lately and mastering and making sure all that aspect of it is good.
Which is it's just as important as making the actual music.
Yeah. So like making sure I get it to that level of maybe not the same range as like a song, but like in that range, you know, where it's not quiet compared to like a normal song. So and I have more software now than I did for that, which really worked out pretty well. I think you can hear it.
Yeah.
I think I want to call back to the first track on this album. It's called Jazzify. I love this track. I love the idea of the track. I wish it was like an actual saxophone though, because like if you paid someone to record exactly what you did, because you can hear it. You can hear that it's
That'd
like
be fucking
programmed,
sick, actually. Yeah.
But that would be awesome. Like your underlying melody and what you wrote for the track is great on its own. I wish that someone would come in and like just record it with y'all. Like that would be so cool. It's great on its own.
Yeah, that was something I always thought of, was you can hear that it's synthetic, like, and especially like a couple of the note progressions, it's very clear. But like, and so I was kind of having that same thought of like, what if we could have this? But that would be like for some other day. But
I actually do know a saxophone player. My girlfriend's brother's friend. His name's Michael. He plays saxophone, and he actually teaches people how to play too.
Dang.
So I'm sure if I brought it up, he would probably love to do that. But
networking on the podcast, live and in color. God dang.
Degrees of separation.
That would be dope. Yeah. I feel like that's like a big limitation for like these types of things. You're limited to like what software
what you're able to produce.
Yeah.
But like I said, like the underlying melody is awesome. Like the idea of the track is great, and it's there. It's there already.
I still remember.
Are great.
Yeah, that was one of the early ones we still remember, right? Like when we wrote that melody. I forget who came up with the idea of putting the sax in, but when we got that melody, we were like, "That's jazzy as heck, boy." We were just
like the first thing I said was like, "Yo, I want to chill right now," because we made a song called Jazzy Bop, and it was like super simple, like a year and a half ago. and it was nothing but a few notes on the piano and like a groovy bass line that we liked. But to see this come to fruition like this, it was great. The second track on there. Oh, you want to? Yeah, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say like about like the title, Most Wanted. That's only something that we came up with relatively recently, because for the longest time, the title we had for this track was the Manhattan Project.
Yeah,
because
like
the Manhattan Project is like a history thing. Like it's pretty much like what they called like the code name for the atom bomb when they were making it or something like that.
It was how are we gonna fucking split the atom? Yeah.
And so me and David, we thought like, since like we're kind of like keeping it on the down low from everybody else, and like what if we called it Manhattan Project, and because like New York and all that stuff. And so that's what we had it set on Manhattan Project for the longest time. And we were gonna call it that. I was having like ideas of like art, but I was kind of like struggling putting it together, so I kind of put off on that. And then there was one day we were putting finishing touches on like Arkham together,
which has no business being as good as it is.
Other tracks,
perfect.
Other tracks and stuff we were putting together, but one day we just kept memeing like, "Oh, you're crazy for this," and he's like, "Oh, call me a madman, but I think we should change this." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be put on the most wanted list for that." Like, they're gonna lock you up for that. We were just kind of memeing like that, and then a couple of days later, it kind of hit me. I'm like, David, what if we scrapped the name we have, and what if we just called it Most Wanted? And like, I have this idea for this art.
Which the art.
And the art, let me intro it real quick. Is it gay, fellas, to want to jump Anime David's bones? Because I want to fucking absolutely dominate Mr. David in anime form. Oh my lord, my man doing the whole like, with the shit, man. My man coming shot with this, like, yo, put my balls right there. How about that? Like,
oh my god. Jump his bones.
You are my hall pass. I guess that's fine.
Oh shit.
The Jordan, man. Thank you for the hall pass.
If that came through at all.
God.
My god.
Jesus Christ.
That was hilarious.
The original photo,
if you
is
know,
actually
you know.
the actual original photo is me and David in front of Coles. We just got out of our interview together.
First interview, yeah. We're all
I think
suited
you
up.
sent that in the chat.
Yeah, I think I did send it in the chat, and we just like I was like, awesome. I don't know why. I'm like, bro, we need to take this photo, and we just took a selfie in front of Coles like after our interview. Yeah. It became the focal point of our art. I just kind of like I made ourselves anime form. I cut out the background, and it's New York City.
So gorgeously on brand, by the way.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I had to cut out the sky, and it's super like subtle, but like the sky is like anime clouds.
Yeah. No, I saw that.
Yeah, it was cool. You got the New York. You got a few Easter eggs in there, RIDs and stuff.
Easter eggs. RIDs are animals.
The letter
is fucking dope
to Gordon about like stopping them because they're making fire beats.
Right. Yeah.
Fire beats were arsonists who burned down buildings with their immensely hot beats. Yeah.
Yo, who's mixtape playing though?
We kind of we went with some like Gotham stuff just because we named it Arkham just because that's what we were feeling, and then the whole crazy thing like vibing like why not make it Arkham? Like on the right is like a pair of Yankees tickets for whatever reason.
I did say when I first saw the track, when I first saw the track list, I saw Arkham and I was like, yo, that's raising my expectations, man. You know, I like them Arkham games, so
yeah.
See y'all pull through with such a fucking fantastic trap sounding beat, bro. Oh my fucking god.
Thank you. Yeah, that one was a blast to make because, like Alex was saying, I think it was where when we've had this meme just between us now, where the whole thing was spawned of. Because you were talking about how there were so many elements to it when you first heard it, and it was like we just kept adding stuff and tweaking the stuff in ways we like wouldn't have thought of doing it before, and it's like you're crazy for this one.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that was like the whole that kind of led to the whole concept of like the art being like this like crazy board like of an investigator, like they're looking for us type of thing. It's funny because I was like looking for stuff to fill in because I got to a point where like I couldn't think of anything to fill in. It's like in the top right is kind of like this crazy just drawing or sketch or whatever. And it's a sketch I was like in physics class on my notebook paper. I just like was like doodling, and I have it right here. It's
Oh shit, that's
Oh my
fucking
goodness.
terrifying.
Yeah.
just a doodle that I did while like on Zoom or whatever.
My God.
Like just me out of class, and I'm like, I seen it at the corner of my eye while I was like working on the art on my computer. I'm like, what if I scan this? And then put it in the art? Like it just looks crazy, but
It's a dope idea, yeah. Man.
it's like
Apologize
Such like
for yawning,
one-step
'cause
thinking. I
No,
fucking
no.
love it.
We are recording at 1:15 a.m. So
Yeah, we should
I'm
put that
a
up.
little sleepy, but we're after we're unboxing life after dark, man. You know, we're
Yeah,
unboxing
sure.
life. You know,
We're doing
Good
that.
job.
life hits us whenever it hits us. So,
Yeah, yeah.
That's very true.
So,
are we missing any tracks that we didn't talk about?
Uh,
A sleeper hit
there's
for
just-
me is another one. And I didn't voice this to you guys, but when the baguette hits, it sounded like because I went to New York a few years back, and obviously you ride the subway everywhere. And one of those times that I had to ride the subway, someone had a grand piano on the subway floor when they were
Oh, wow.
like, it was
Yeah.
just like I wouldn't call them homeless, but it was like it was
Sometimes-
just like a start. What?
Sometimes you just gotta, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you just gotta have a grand piano on the subway floor.
yeah. It was I'll call him a starving artist, and like you know, he just had
Sure.
a bucket out for donations or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was just playing a beautiful melody, and you know, he was beautifully talented, but you know, he probably just never made it. You know, shit happens, life happens, but that's the kind of vibe that I got from this track. That's whatever y'all sampled, that piano loop.
that's not a sample.
That's not a sample.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all, man, then
This
y'all
was,
kill some shit some more, man.
this was one of those. This was another one of those tracks that we made online, I believe. David took the head for this one. We were trying to figure out what else we needed. I was like, we should figure out some lo-fi
Mm-hmm.
vibes. And I'm
Lo-fi
like, David,
is so underrated. Oh my
take
god.
I said, David, take the lead. He took the lead.
For sure.
We came up with the melody and the drums. It was super lo-fi sounding. We left it for a bit, and then we came back these past few weeks working on it some more. And then that's when we had the piano that sounded like you're saying how it sounds. Oh, but we wanted to make it sound like stuff was moving in the background. So like we found this clip of this cafe ambiance type stuff.
Yeah,
and we threw it
yeah.
in there.
You can
And
tell
that's-
that.
And it was perfect when Alex found it. It was like, oh yeah, this is like you're in a cafe and someone just and I like put the piano back like 2 seconds, so it sounds like you're in a cafe and someone sits down and starts playing the piano.
Yes. Oh
Mhm.
my
And-
god. And then it just beautifully crescendos and like everything just comes together, and like that kick, whatever y'all chose for the kick is fucking crazy. That shit hits like no tomorrow. I don't know what it is about it, but it's like it's got this
Yeah.
spacey vibe to it. Like a whole room is hitting you when it kicks. I don't know what it is.
That's dope. Yeah, Alex definitely
David,
gets a nice reverb on the drums too.
Yeah.
Why is it called When the Baguette Hits?
So that's yeah. It was the cafe background noise gave us the title for the track because we just heard, like, just happened to be like when the track ended. There's this lady in the background who you can say she's like, "Yeah, baguettes have baguettes," and she's like, just
Okay.
talking
Yeah. I thought because I heard it and I'm like, she doesn't say hits. Like
Yeah.
like you have whole wheat baguettes or whatever.
yeah.
we were laughing about baguettes like
We were just dying. And we
every
loved that
night.
part. We loved that part. So yeah, we just had
Amazing.
that. At the end. Alex turned it up so you could hear it.
Shout out to you, lady, if you're listening. We
Yeah,
made a
I,
hit
I
song
was
for
telling
you.
David,
Yeah.
I was telling David, if I want anyone to ever copyright me for anything, I want it to be the lady in the cafe.
yeah.
That
She
would
can,
That's
honestly make
definitely
my
she
true.
can claim royalties for sure. Yeah.
God. Yeah, she made that track for sure. But no, that's one of my sleeper hits on there. I always underrate it when I look at the track list, like, it's not top 3. And then when I listen to it, I'm like, that's top 3. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Like,
I'm so glad because that was one of the ones I was worried about the most because
shit.
like Alex said, like we both worked on all of them and Alex especially just like did the mixing so well and everything. But it was like that was one of the ones I sort of took the helm for, like it was on my computer and I like taken over. And I was like, man, this is like a simple track. It's the only lo-fi track. I'm not sure if I pulled off a good lo-fi track, but Alex friggin', I don't know, just the combination of everything we did apparently worked out, thankfully. But I was like, it felt the one that was most like what I had done on like Nature or something, because I think Alex had brought up the idea because Nature had been released pretty recently. And I was like, dang, if this doesn't work, then I'm not even good at making lo-fi stuff.
Give yourself more credit, because I mean,
yeah,
I will say,
big
like,
facts.
you probably haven't made that many lo-fi beats, but like the ones that you sent me, like you're like, yo, like the one that you sent me a couple weeks ago, like about like, yo, you could lay your verse on this shit. Like, you're great at making those chilled, laid back beats. Like, give yourself way more credit than you are.
I agree with that.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
For sure. One track I wanted to hear you guys' thoughts on is the second one, Accepting Your Own Mortality. I know Trevor was going crazy because he liked the bass and he was talking about how it reminded him of Persona.
Oh, that low ass bass, dude. Yeah.
That it's almost like a fucking growl. Like,
Yeah.
If anyone has played Persona that's listening, especially Persona 5, you will hear this exact bass tone on a few tracks, and it like threw me back into that game like almost instantly. I was like, holy shit, I'm back in a palace. I'm about to steal your heart as a phantom thief. You know what I mean? Like, but
spoiling.
Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, no, that shit was crazy. Going back to it, it's one of the weaker tracks for me, but I still love that element of that bass line. That bass line is fucking dirty, man.
Dope. Okay.
Where did y'all find that?
I found it's in a plugin. I mean, it's just the bass sound that I found, and then we both wrote the bass line.
That was Sakura, right?
As in Sakura, yeah. If producers know, it's
it's like 3 notes, and it's so
Yeah, we both. Yeah, Alex really flushed it out. Like I had a couple notes in there, and then Alex like made it flow as a full bass line better. And it was just like, dang, we lit. That definitely like made the beat switch for me. I was like, okay,
for sure.
I think Alex had the idea of doing a beat switch too.
Yeah. I wanted like more elements like towards like the second half.
Yeah.
But I think that's the beauty of like having like both of us listening to a track at the same time, because we're hearing different things what we want to hear. So maybe sometimes I'll be like, David, I want to hear this, and he's like, Alex, I want to hear this, and then we're like, why don't we hear them both?
You know, we'll hear them both.
Yeah.
And it just comes out like completely like different.
Yeah, it was a blast to work on. It's a different experience entirely. Like the collaboration, it's like I feel like we brought both of our like things to the table that we do, but yeah, like we would veto stuff or we would like, build on each other's ideas. It was great. Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We are coming back after my pee break.
Okay.
I'm 4 seltzers in because I'm a pussy.
That's cool.
We're still talking about this magnificent album.
Thank you.
We wanted to do a top 3.
Yeah.
And I want to hear your guys' takes, actually. You and Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David, if you would like to go first.
Tracks. Oh, dang. All right.
You're the top dog.
Oh, thanks. But no.
You got it on your fool.
You got that shirt on, fool.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. I like them all, of course. We both like them all, I think, or we wouldn't have put it out.
Facts.
And there's a lot that are close. I think I would go with Accepting Your Own Mortality type beat. Arkham and Black Tape are my 3 favorites.
Okay. You didn't have any of mine. I'm so happy. This is going to be a varied list.
That's interesting. I can't even there's others I want to put, of course, but I can't just start naming all. But
for sure.
I
like track 1 through 11. How about that?
Yeah.
Alex, how about you, beautiful?
I would say Jazzify.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Jazzify, Arkham. Arkham for sure. This might change, but Accepting Someone Else's Mortality type beat.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
another one that we made like pretty early on, and we pretty much like knew that we wanted to make that style beat, and so we did, and when
it came together, we were hyped with the fast organ switch up and the high pitched synth and stuff. We were just like, dang, we got it.
Like the classic lead synth, the classic lead.
Arkham's tough. That's your most played song off the album as of
Okay.
now.
It's been out 2 days. Is it? It's at 84 plays.
84. Yeah,
Nice.
this
Someone
album been going
else's
stupid
Mortality
on the
was.
streets.
It's got to be second. Because that was.
What's your top 3, Cameron?
Oh yeah.
At number 3, I'd put Black Tape.
Nice.
And then at number 2, I'd say Arkham. And like I said, the hottest beat drop of the millennium, the 2000s. Waterfall remix. Oh, frick me.
Let's go. Yeah, that one's nutty. That one is nutty.
I think
Those are my top 3.
my working top 3 would be Melodia at 3. Waterfall
Melodia.
remix would be 2.
Mm.
And Shigeo would be number 1.
Mm.
Shigeo is probably the most accessible and hardest beat y'all have made so far.
Kageyama.
For me. Yo, that's it's so fucking clean. I can't put more emphasis on the fact that this is like the song that should be laid on. Like, it's so good. I'm so happy for you guys.
Thank you.
I will.
Thank you.
I will say, Shigeo, Lalu's, G Unit, Arkham, and Waterfall remix are a 5-track run that any artist would sell their soul to the devil to have in their discography.
Dang. Appreciate it.
It rivals the run that Confessions had.
Wow, yeah.
Between Yeah and Caught Up.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So closing thoughts. I was speechless when I heard this for the first time, and I
You
want
were not.
this.
You were popping off. You were screaming.
facts.
You were.
No,
I
that's
mean,
facts. But by
speechless
the
in the
end,
fact.
I was speechless.
Speechless in the fact that you weren't saying any complete words or sentences.
Yeah.
But definitely not speechless in the amount of noise you were making because you were
For
freaking
sure.
the fuck out.
But by the end of it, I had nothing. I couldn't say any. I couldn't not praise what you guys did. Like, I am so proud of you guys, and like I want people to listen to this. So if you like any lo-fi, trap, hip hop, EDM, Latin music, any of that,
Somehow
just
they
give
hit it
this a
all.
spin. Literally, just give this a spin.
Somehow.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you
was.
so much.
I was largely speechless throughout, largely because during the listening party, I mean, largely because I couldn't match Trevor's hype, and I let him do that. I let him handle that.
Yeah, you gotta let me carry.
Yeah, I gotta hop in the backpack on that one. But yeah, no. After I was trying to put it into words, and I was like, that's like, I'd said this to them. I was like, that's like something that I would expect, like, to be professional, like that, like someone that is an established artist, like someone signed to a label would put this out.
Dang.
And so I was like, damn. All right.
Damn. Thank you.
Fucking
Yeah, you
thank-
guys kind of shot yourself in the foot because this is the bar. Like, this
Yeah,
will be the,
yeah.
we'll be comparing other albums that you put out, unfortunately. But
That's fun.
I'm incredibly excited to hear you guys' solo projects from here on out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Thanks.
I think, yeah, it really does mean a lot. I know we've been working on it for some time, and I know, like, if it gets freaking 1,000 views or whatever, I wouldn't care because as much as I care about having you guys like listen to it and like all the praise and stuff. Like, I remember being like with David working on it, and be like, yo, I just heard Trevor scream when he heard that, like that,
Yeah.
like that type of thing. So like, it really does mean a lot to hear you guys' reactions and have that,
Yeah.
be able to bring that vibe.
Cheers, baby.
Yeah.
Honestly, congratulations. You guys
Thank
deserve all the praise.
Thank you.
Thank
And we
That's awesome.
really appreciate you guys listening to it, and anyone out there who decides to listen to it or has listened to it. And it was just a blast to make. Could never have done this by myself, of course. Freaking Alex is amazing.
Yeah, man.
Freaking producer. So
David told me
Links
some things.
Links are in the
Links, yeah.
description of our
Links and
YouTube
links and
video,
links,
as
yeah.
well as the pinned comment. I will pin this comment. Please go check this out. Go check
For
out
sure.
AMO on SoundCloud. Go check out DayVision on SoundCloud, as well as YouTube.
Mhm.
Please give this a
Mhm.
listen if
Probably
you guys
do
are
a
hearing
whole-
if you guys are hearing my voices.
Post on the socials and the Reddit of a link to the SoundCloud to the playlist and everything.
Yeah, we got
So,
the YouTube
it'll
video
be
on
everywhere.
DayVision.
yeah.
The YouTube videos on DayVision. We got the SoundCloud on AMO.
move. Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations.
Well, this is
Y'all killed this shit.
this will be the video that they pull clips from the show on the big screen on your segment on the Tonight Show in 10 years.
Too kind.
Yo, shout out Jimmy.
Yo,
And if
we'll
you
bring
do
back
pull
our
from
roots.
this, you better show my face and say I fucking called it.
Yeah. We're gonna be like.
Except I just made that not exactly safe for TV, but whatever.
We're gonna stay true to our Arkham characters, our most wanted characters. We're gonna be like, what did you say, Murray?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Unhinged. Yeah.
Y'all are gonna get what you deserve for this one, I promise you.
That's very true.
Oh god.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
I guess we're wrapped up with that one. David, you wanna tackle the this shit show of a side B, baby?
all right. So yeah,
this is
we
such a
For
switch
those who
up
don't know, fill us
in-
up on what
in
happened, 'cause I
vibe
don't
and
know.
topic. I had
Yes. What happened?
Music to be Murdered by the version that's not the version they're talking about
The
was
10th studio album of
was-
Mr. Marshall Mathers.
was technically on my top 10 albums of 2020 because I
Yeah.
had 8 new albums. So
Yeah. So it unfortunately made the top 10 list.
well, look. Okay, so this is what happened. Music to be Murdered by drops January 2020. I think it's a
Yep.
good album still. Side A is a good album. I think I want to use the opportunity of talking about Side B to talk about how Eminem sort of just how he is nowadays, and like I just feel like
I'm gonna
This
bring up
was-
my notes while you talk.
yeah, this is one of his better. Like the first one was one of his better ones in a while, probably since LP2. Which
I totally agree. It
Yeah.
is
yeah,
absolutely the best body of work that he has given us since 2013.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like it seemed like he actually focused on production and had some songwriting in there and stuff. But there's weaker stuff on there. And then January of 2021, he drops a Side B, which is a trend that has been going on with Lil Uzi Vert and Nav. Like they just drop a whole nother album as part of the same album.
Even Dreamville did it. I'm sick and tired. Like I'm so glad you're like bringing this point up without me even having to do it. Like I hate the trend of deluxe editions.
Yeah,
Like especially not deluxe editions in the sense that there's 3 new tracks, but that
Yeah.
there's an entire new project. Like he had an intro and outro to
Yeah.
this side B shit, and the side B is side A. Unironically,
yeah. It's
Like,
weird. I don't know why. anyone
put
does
the
that.
resources into making it a separate project.
Yeah,
Don't tack it on. You're ruining the legacy of the album that's already there.
do you think
I-
that's something that like a label would push for that he doesn't like?
I think it has to do
How-
with streaming because like if you
Yeah.
keep streaming
So-
the same album, it like and the listen time and stuff like that.
So like from my understanding, the streaming numbers go towards the original album. So when
Mhm.
he puts this out, he's boosting the numbers of the album that came out a year ago. He's not boosting album sales from this album particularly. He's boosting the albums that were already out. So he's just boosting those sales.
And
So
there's-
he's just
yeah.
increasing the notoriety of an
Interesting.
album that's already been out. And
There's
these are like you could basically make the case that these are songs that sound like they would be on this album anyway, but they were just throwaways.
Yeah, it's like I was gonna say, it's like you can have a whole nother album, but just adding that to the one you already made, but without having to put out a project that sounds different or is like going in a new direction or anything. Like no expectation around it really.
Yeah,
And so, I mean, before we talk about it, it's just like Alex and I just talked about our music. It's hard to make music. It's harder to make any kind of good music. We're friggin' amateurs,
Yep.
We appreciate it. Like the producers who worked on this album. Eminem can obviously rap very well.
Yeah, let's
But-
get out of the way that most of the music on here is fine.
Yeah,
It's totally fine. I didn't really have a problem with any of the beats. And actually, I had some praise with the song called Higher. I thought it was a very fun track, and it's probably one of the more fun tracks that he's put out in a while. And it reminded me a lot of his Cinderella Man cut from Recovery.
I can see
Not like the beat isn't as thundering as Cinderella Man, because Cinderella Man is just on another level, but
that. Yeah,
it definitely matched the energy and tempo. But
yeah.
the beats are fine. I had really no gripe with it. I mean, DA got that dope, like it's just half the track or half the
I
album was like,
suppose.
yeah, half the album was like Alfred's themes like beat is crazy.
Yeah, it's like an old school, almost Eminem type beat. And I mean, yeah, good on him for rapping over some stuff with like beat switches and like progression in the instrumentals and stuff. It's kind of interesting to listen to. But
like every single track, not every single, but like at least like 70% of it had a beat switch.
yeah, I know.
And,
It was a
and
lot.
they were interesting beat switches. They weren't like, forced beat switches that would just like, you're just trying to mix up the song. Like they were all pretty interesting, but I wanted to start with praise before we killed this shit because God, this is awful. These Demons, I think, is the best track easily. He tackled some current events like racial injustice, inequalities, I think smartly.
Yeah.
And the first 8 bars of it are like a great summary of where he is with his career today. Like the whole go this far, but don't go too far. Don't, rap this fast, but don't rap so fast. All this kind of shit. Like the first 8 bars are intelligent as shit. Like at least in articulating where he is in his career. What, 21 years in?
Yeah.
22?
That's insane, actually.
Yeah, I know. It's an interesting thing for Eminem to express because he says it on the original album too. Of like, fans pull me one way, haters pulling me in the other. He's been talking about this for his past few albums, and it's like, I feel like the answer is just like make the art you want to make, and that's kind of like where the best artists. That's kind of like how they work. I think like try to. I don't know. It's got to be impossible to not hear the criticism though, and I feel like that contributes to the stuff he puts out. I don't know. Trying to appease everyone sometimes, and then like really like leaning into the fast rap stuff and the internet fans who don't listen to much other hip hop besides Eminem. A lot of it kind of just
stands.
yeah, we love
Welcome in.
Zeus was my favorite because he was talking about some current events too, and I thought it was good. It sounded.
I thought Zeus was fine, but that was the track with the Tekashi and MGK bars, right at the very beginning.
I can't. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure that was like he's talking to chicks that listen to Tekashi, and it's just like, what are you fucking talking about at this point? Like,
I can't remember. I guess I got past that. Yeah.
Yeah. You wanna give your synopsis of Zeus?
I don't know. It was good. It was it was one of my favorites. There's a few tracks that I enjoyed. Like I enjoy Alfred's theme, but the whole thing about this album is like the fact that it's a side B is he just has a bunch of tracks and basically just raps the same way, arguably throughout the whole thing, dude, and just has no subject matter almost.
I'll give you the total synopsis that you need to know about this. It's just pointless bars from a rapper that is bored. He is borderline. Like, what is that fucking line from Evil Twin?
Borderline genius.
Is bored of his lines. And that sort of defines where he's at in 2021. Good fucking God. These are the most pointless fucking bars I've ever heard in my entire life, man. They carry no weight. It is all for like it. Like if you enjoy like rap that makes you rewind and say, oh yeah, I see what he was doing right there. Pee on a Phillies hat. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah. It's that is the biggest thing. It's all like,
oh my God.
Yeah, so many bars.
Yeah.
Dude, he said, I'm gonna pee on you like a Phillies hat or some
pee
bullshit
on your head
like that.
Yeah, because you get the pee on the hat. And there's so many bars where he's like,
what the fuck?
He's like, I'm going out.
Filled with it. It's not just that one bar. It's filled with them.
Bro, there's a line where he says,
kids in Taiwan.
Yeah, dude. Freaking
that bar is insane.
That's so fucking funny.
He says, like, I'm going out on a limb like a tree climber. And it's like, yeah, like he'll just, and he sets that up too. It's like he'll go to like he'll take
tree climber.
He'll take 5 bars to set up the weakest punch that means absolutely nothing. It reminds me of like when Lil Wayne was like in his sort of bad era of like he has this line where he's like, grab the owl out the tree and ask it who but me. It's like that is so funny because it's so much setup for a nothing bar, like who but me. But that's like this whole thing is just like set up for like nothing. Like there's no
And he's still doing these cringe intros of like
man.
yo, I have a finger in my ear, I can't hear you. Like the whole tone deaf intro is just like, dude, are you serious, man? Like
the dude skit was the worst skit.
The key
ever.
skit, right? You're talking about
the key? Yeah, he was
Yeah.
like, I'm the dude, I'm the man.
I
Like,
literally said like my only note from that song was, what the fuck is key? It was like, this is like a Ken Kniff
Major
skit
key.
gone wrong.
yeah, seriously.
Your key alert.
Yeah, like major key alert. This is not a major key.
Jesus Christ.
Eminem, Marshall Mathers, can you please, for the love of fucking God, stop rapping about love? Please. I'm gonna get to the
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna get to the
pretty
front of the camera, right? So shout out to you if you're listening on YouTube. Stop. Holy shit. No one wants to hear that dog shit, especially when the third verse always ends with him killing her.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear it. You're 48.
That's so worth bringing
Oh
up.
my god.
The first track is Black Magic with Skylar Grey, which is like the 50th song he's made with Skylar Grey.
Fuck Gray, man. Oh my fucking god, man. Fuck Skylar Grey, man.
Jesus
He's
Christ.
just
Rest in
talking
peace,
about a
headphone
bad
users.
relationship,
Oh my god.
And it goes really bad at the end when he kills her. And, dude,
Darn it. Don't you hate
Fantana,
it when that happens?
Fantana
I have
had
a
such
question.
a... Oh, well, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Does M have any Mariah lines on this?
He
project?
actually almost does, and he says like he
Oh
sets up
my
a bar. He's like, what rhymes with pariah or some shit like that, and then he
Oh
doesn't
my.
drop Mariah, and I'm just like, dude,
But
that
it's-
happened in like 2001. Like, get over it.
Yeah.
20
And,
years
like,
ago.
Which is funny because recently on a track, Black Thought rhymed stuff with Pariah, so... Eminem worse than Black
Shout out
Thought
to-
confirmed. Yeah.
That's facts. That is physics. That is fucking factoid factory, bruh. Fuck Eminem. No,
Welcome
but
to the
okay,
We Hate
so
Eminem Club.
Even the
LOL.
song, the song with Dr. Dre rapping is about relationships.
it's
And
awful.
like, come on, you're like he's
What's the-
Eminem,
The Dre verse was mid
he's not Eminem's not good about rapping about love and stuff like this.
at
It's
all.
just-
What's
so
the song
played out.
on
You know what's
A-side that is about him cheating on like they're both in relationships and they're cheating on their significant others?
I don't know.
That's
In Too
like
Deep.
one of the biggest skips in my library. Is
Yeah,
like,
farewell. He has a
that
couple of
one's
them on
fucking
side
bad.
A too.
He has a
They're
couple of them on Kamikaze, Revival.
Or it's
Yeah.
In Too Deep. It's In
Encore.
Too Deep. Is the one
cover.
I'm talking about?
Yeah, In
Hold
Too
up,
Deep.
hold
Fucking
up, hold
awful.
up.
Yeah.
I will say this right now. If we have any Eminem fans on YouTube right now, please do me a favor and leave a comment on what you think about these
What
these
do you
takes.
think?
I would
Yeah.
love to read
Leave a
them.
comment
I would
on
love
these
to respond
nuts.
to you.
David
I would
and
love
Trevor.
to
He is
two
the
of
only
make my
one-
day. Please do.
Let me just. He is the only one that would waste a DJ Premier feature.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is DJ Premier feature.
There's a DJ
Yeah.
Premier feature,
And
and,
he wasted
like
it?
he's beautifully scratching. Like DJ Premier fucking blows ass on that. He's like,
Blows
I'm on the
ass.
east side. I'm on the east side. You know
Yeah.
that was great, but
But
Book of
the-
Rhymes is trash.
Blows
I-
ass.
that hook is awful. He has
I'm emptying, my Book of Rhymes, my Book of Rhymes.
All right. Jesus Christ.
Eminem is the shittiest hook guy of all time. I promise you, of all time, even worse than Logic. Oh my god, that killing! I'm still not over that Killing Spree hook.
dang. Yeah.
I don't know anything you're talking about, but just hearing you talk about it is so
I know the
funny.
Killing Spree hook.
The fucking.
I'm trying to remember if that was that
I
bad.
don't even want to fucking bring it up, but let's keep going. Or fucking David, Jesus.
You had to bring
Killer?
Logic into it.
Do you remember
Hmm.
Killer?
Yeah.
Insta skip. My man has cash raps,
Oh yeah.
dude.
That's what's interesting is like people are like rap is all about the money you get and the freaking women and all this stuff and the drugs. It's like Eminem, that's literally the content of this album is like I got money and then just also like
Yeah.
you were like toilet paper because you were soft and like all these like stupid
And
freaking bars.
It's
Interesting.
unironically tone deaf because, like, you know, we're in the middle of a pandemic. There's so many people that are just completely fucked financially, and he's just out here like 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20. Yo, I got money. I earn it and burn it. That's the whole hook right there. Is I earn it and burn it. Like
That was like that's
you.
like the most mainstream like trap like trendy song I think Eminem
awful.
made.
It's fucking awful.
Yeah.
Dang.
Interesting.
What's another one? Let's look at another one.
I earn it and burn it. You heard
That's
it.
literally what he says. I swear to God, that's what he says.
The
Tone
very
deaf is a
important
joke.
context being that Trevor and David are two of the biggest Eminem fans I've ever met.
I used to be. I fucking hate this man. I hate him so much. The first time I listened to this side B bullshit, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I got to Nat.
To be.
I got to Nat, which was like track 8, and there's like 16 tracks that he added, and I cut it off. I was like, I can't listen to this shit anymore. And then David texted us today. He's like, yo, I finally listened to side B. We could probably talk about it on the podcast. And I'm just like, all right, let me listen to the whole fucking thing. And I was disappointed to all shit. There's 2 good songs on here, and I'm still never going to go back to it and listen to it because Eminem is fucking garbage.
If he toured right now and you could go to a show,
No.
how low would the ticket prices have to be for you to go?
They'd have to be D's nuts and free, and I would still not go. Why
You know
does the
what? You're
half
crazy.
of that
I
exist,
think
by
of
the
it
way?
now.
You're crazy.
I think of it now. When Eminem is on a DJ Premier track, it's no longer Premier's beat.
Yeah, dude.
Wow, that's a reference that I actually understand thanks to our Hove episode.
Oh my god.
Mobbing with Hove.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that is. Look, if you're a stan right now, I think if you just,
Lord.
I don't know, if you
She
can
loves
just,
me as ass, by the way. She loves me as so ass, so ass, so ass. Another love song about she loves me not, she loves me for my money. No shit, dog. It's because you just keep rapping the same shitty fucking bars, bro.
yeah,
We get it, Trevor. You don't like good music. David, continue.
Hey man.
I just think like I don't know. I guess if like you just like Trevor said, you want to hear like, okay, he wrote a punchline, and there's like a million punchlines that don't really
don't really make sense, but they're just similes that are pulled out of your ass for no
So many-
reason.
God damn it.
Yeah, so many like obvious similes and corny bars, and like Alfred's theme was like I was.
Huh?
Oh.
Why you gotta diss on Skylar Grey?
Skylar Grey is trash.
She sang the perfect song.
She is
for you and I.
Trash.
Macklemore.
Yes,
Is
I
this
know.
'cause you said
Glorious is
fucking Skylar
fine,
Grey,
but
like,
she is garbage.
10 minutes ago.
This is staying in the.
I love
in
you.
the show.
Shout out.
My mom came in. Shout out to mom.
Shout out to Trevor.
My mom came in and said, "Why you gotta shit on Skylar Grey?" No, because she has a point. Because she has a great song with Macklemore. It's called "Glorious," and it's great. She can do great shit on any other white rapper's song and album and shit. But with Eminem, 0 for 19.
What track on the LP2 is she on? That one's fine.
She's on Asshole, and Asshole is actually fun as hell. That's okay. So she's 1 out of 19.
But her hook is trash on that song, and I will not freaking hear other.
asshole.
I will say this.
Everyone knows.
She makes that song worse.
I haven't heard it, but I'm disappointed because I wanted to feast my eyes just now on some beautiful YouTube comments on this, and I went and they're all disabled. So
Oh God, here we go.
Oh, they're disabled.
They're all disabled.
they're disabled. Yeah, you can't. There's no comments. Comments are turned
Okay,
off.
so let me go back. That's
On
a
B-side?
note that I did miss.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I wanted to read it. I
Predictable, but
genuinely
still
wanted to read it.
interesting.
There's a couple lines on Book of Rhymes about wasting your time commenting about things you don't like, and it's sad that that's still perpetuated. That's a waste of time from Eminem because he spends 70% of all of his albums replying to critics. Yeah, he considers that a waste of time. By the way, that is not a waste of time. That's called critiquing. Just because I don't have anything nice to say about what you put out doesn't mean it's a waste of time that I'm commenting on what you put out. It's because it's garbage and I'm going to tell you. Okay? If y'all want to
that's
tell
a
me that
take.
my podcast with my friends is garbage, by all means, go ahead. I'll roast you in the background, but I won't call you out on this podcast. But it is not a waste of time
to critique something. That is ridiculous. The fact that he is still fiending for just positive reinforcement is trash. And it's the only reason that we got Kamikaze in the first place. If we didn't backlash on him, he would have continued to put out Revival. He is a dog shit rapper, and he only has something to say when people go at him. That's it. That's facts.
That is
half a Kamikaze is fantastic, and the only reason it exists is because he's garbage, and people pointed it out. That's my rant is over. But
that's hard to follow that up. But yeah, I think he boils down criticisms to the most basic thing, and like just like
haters, hey, bro.
haters, and like, hey, you didn't want me to you wanted me to talk about subject matter, and I did on Revival. It's like, yeah, over the worst beats and the cheesiest freaking dad raps and just overproduced garbage. Like, you can talk about subject matter, just do it in a better way. There's a reason Kendrick doesn't get critiqued for talking about deep subject matter. He does it well. Like,
yes, because he's a great rapper.
Yes, like just I don't know. Get with Alchemist or something. I know you work with him. You worked with him before. Just make like a 10-track.
He would ruin an Alchemist beat too. Fuck, man.
Alchemist made Stepdad. You know?
Setback?
Stepdad.
Oh.
Yeah. It probably doesn't sound like an Alchemist beat, but
it doesn't at all. It sounds like a Rick Rubin beat.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, so
I get none of these.
Wow. Yeah, that's.
I don't know.
We'll build you up. How about that?
Yeah,
Buttercup, baby.
Buttercup.
Just to let me down.
Just to let me down. Let me down.
Mess me around.
Must be right.
What is that from?
You never call baby when you say you will.
Wow, I don't know that at all. I feel like Cameron. Jesus.
Why do you build me up?
Build me up, buttercup, baby, just to let me down.
Boys are
all right. That is our Boys
song.
to Men segment.
Boys to Men. Yo,
it's a good song.
I love Boys to Men.
It's a 50s song.
Okay.
I would love to listen to some Boys to Men. But anyways,
yeah.
Our thoughts for I won't speak for David, but this was a 2 out of 16 for me, and the rest were insta skips. The fact that he brought accents back on Discombobulated made me want to throw up in my mouth, swallow it, and then throw up again.
No.
I exactly. Fam, this shit was ass.
Absolutely not.
This shit was so ass. I'm not looking forward to the next project. I will not rush to it. I will get to it when I have the time. Fuck you. Make some good music. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Eminem is fucking ass, man.
All I gotta say is if you are the guy that is supposed to be like, you will say anything and you'll call out any big star and criticize them and bash them, then, you know, we're just sort of, I mean, people are giving it back to you. You got to kind of take it to a certain degree and maybe realize some people have a point. I think Eminem is just at a point where he's like literally just the book of rhymes. He's writing down bars that he thinks are funny and just trying to rhyme as many things as possible. And I guess that is all some people need, but that is not the case for me. I hope he switches it up on his next release, I guess, if he wants to release more music. I don't know. Maybe make a Bad Meets Evil 2, and Royce will bring in some subject matter.
Hey, I'm down for that.
It might be something.
I'm super down for that.
Yeah, it wasn't good. So.
At all. That's the long and short of it. This man is very bored and he's trying to out-rap himself. That's case in point. Just listen to the second half of Nat and you'll just see he's trying to do that. I'm gonna hit you with 17 pointless bars for no fucking reason. And you're just gonna rewind it because he said it never enough that he's the guy that you rewind. So that's great.
Yeah. It's
self-fulfilling prophecy.
Rap isn't better if you just fit in more words and say it faster. That is
wow.
Not...
Oh my God. Thank you, David. Holy shit.
Wait. What? Really?
I guess for some people, but I feel
that's not how that works.
Jesus Christ.
Come on, we're not impressed.
The biggest takeaway here is the P on the Philadelphia hat.
Oh my God. That was such a cringe bar, bro.
Yeah, like a Philly hat. Yes, dude.
He had a Dollar Tree bar in there too.
I feel like he had a couple Dollar Tree bars. Yeah.
So, if you're not a Eminem weirdo like the three of us, and I guess Alex has dabbled.
Alex
maybe?
knows
Yes,
him,
no?
but not to the degree that we do.
Not to like this new Eminem stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
If you're
Yeah.
not
it's totally fun.
an Eminem weirdo like we are, and you're somehow still here, congratulations. Trevor is now legally obligated to send you his PS5. So, just DM
You might want to
us.
watch that.
Below, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
How about that?
DM us. We'll exchange
They're gonna hold you to
information,
that.
and
You're
we'll
gonna
get
hold me to that.
yeah.
No one's
definitely.
gonna listen to this.
Me
That's fine.
saying
You're
out
right.
loud legally obligated just like generates the document with everyone's signature.
Yeah. So the first half of this episode was a feel good time, and the second half was just a rant. And
Some negative emotions that I had to expel.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Yeah.
take it anymore.
we don't wish
And some-
career failure or anything bad on anyone. You're allowed to give your opinions on art. Don't let
for
anyone.
yourself.
Already had a career.
Oh my god! Don't let anyone tell you that you can't get your.
That's facts. That's facts.
Opinions
Take
on
all
art.
of what we say with a grain of salt. If you really want just a bunch of, if you want a barrage of bars that mean nothing, go ahead, listen to it.
Yeah, and have your opinion and be willing to express it, even if it's negative.
For real.
We're not, we're
We're not
hating
the
on
end all be all. Obviously, I still have a fucking Eminem poster in my room. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, that I need to
I like-
take off. When
like
I
the-
move to my new house, I'm never putting that shit up again. I'm taking that and burning it.
Stop being a salty little bitch.
Let us know.
I am not salty.
You're such a
I'm
salty
upset.
little
I'm
motherfucker.
disappointed.
You're
I'm
such a
disappointed
salty
because he
fuck.
made my top 10. I'm spoiling it for y'all, and he just ruins it every fucking time he releases albums.
I could have predicted that, but like, why? Why? This is your same take as like the extended edition of albums, like ruins albums.
It doesn't
It's like
ruin
same
the first
take?
half for me, but
Yeah, it's like they can still be good if you just like
They
They
can
have-
absolutely be good. Like the Dreamville Deluxe Edition is great.
yeah.
What I'm saying is, I
So
wish
you
that
get
they would
calling
put
him-
that. I wish they would put those efforts into a separate project. Just name it a different project. Like, doesn't take that
Yeah.
much effort.
Yeah, I
Just
guess that's
make a
separate
new
from what I was talking
title,
about,
new
but-
artwork, and that's it. You got all the features. You got all the fucking production done already. Doesn't have to be the same fucking album. We heard that album 6 months ago. Stop putting more fucking tracks on it, bruh. No one
Yeah.
wants to hear the life of Pablo again. My man fucking edited it. Like, dude, fuck Kanye too. But
Okay, we're in it. We're doing it. We're doing it big.
nah, I take that
all
back.
right. Shout out
Kanye
to
was there on
everybody.
session for two.
Jesus Christ.
It's over.
But,
It's over.
yeah,
So yeah, if you made it this far, shout out to you.
yeah.
I'm gonna
Um,
wrap up.
Thanks for listening, guys.
In the comments.
Yeah,
Anything we said today, anything we talked about, let us know.
Again, links are in the description. Go listen to Most Wanted.
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, and we appreciate y'all. Hope you're doing well. It's been real, like the real rap that Eminem spits that no one else does. God dang it.
Oh,
Alex
Alex
dropped
just
off.
died the
Alex
last
dropped
second.
out.
All right. Well, that's Alex signing
Right.
off. I am now gonna say
No, he says,
absolutely.
I love you all.
Yeah, it's an I love you all from Alex.
We're gonna get him back, or are we just gonna cut this?
No, we're not cutting this. It's fine.
All right. Well,
Go ahead.
in that case, I'll say adios, Alex, and adios, everyone else.
I apologize for the incessant yelling that I did this episode. I'm very passionate about things that I shouldn't be passionate about, but that's okay because that's just what makes me human, and
Go
that's
off,
fine.
King. Yep.
Yeah, but I love the Most Wanted album. I hate the side B of Music to Be Murdered By, and yeah, it's been real. Adios. I love you all. Peace the fuck out, baby.